Until we meet again, Part 8. That night, high in the attic, Nancy and I curled up close in a desperate bid to stave off the icy air. The winter sun had long since set, and outside the angry wind shook the roof to fine nails and crap, keening through cracks in the wall. "They said it's going to snow before year-end," Nancy whispered, pulling the blanket up to meet her chin. And I'd have to say as I believed them. The wind sounds like a baby crying," I said. "No, it doesn't," Nancy said. "It sounds like many things, but never that." And I was that night she told me the story of the mayor and Jemima's children. The two little boys whose blood refused to clot, who had gone to their graves, one after the others, and now lay side by side in the cold, hard ground of the Riverton graveyard. The first, Timmy, had fallen from his horse, out riding with the mayor on the Riverton estate. He'd last for days and nights, Nancy said, before the crying finally stopped and the tiny soul found some rest. He was white as a sheet when he went all the blood having rest to his swollen shoulder, eager for escape. I thought of the nursery book with its pretty spine, inscribed to Timothy Hartford. His cries were hard enough to listen to, Nancy said, shifting her foot so that a pocket of cold air escaped. But they were nothing next to hers. "Whose?" I whispered back. "His mother's, Jemima's. Started when they carried the little one away and didn't stop for a week. If you would only heard the sound, grief to make your hair turn gray. Wouldn't eat, no drink neither, fell away so as she was almost as pale as she rest his soul." I shivered, tried to accord this picture with the plain plump woman who seemed far too ordinary to suffer so spectacularly. "You said you children? What happened to the others?" "Other?" Nancy said. "Adam, he made it older than Timmy, and we all told he'd escaped the curse. Poor lad hadn't tough. He'd just been swaddled tighter than his brother. There wasn't much his mother would allow him to do more active than reading in the library. She wasn't planning on making the same mistake twice." Nancy's head pulled her knees up higher to her chest for warmth. "Ah, but there is no a mother alive who can stop her boy getting into mischief if mischief's on his mind." "What mischief did he get to? What was it killed him, Nancy?" "In the end, all it took was a trip up the stairs," Nancy said. "Happened at the mayor's house in Buckinghamshire. I didn't see it myself, but Sarah, the housemaid there, saw it with her own two eyes, for she was dusting in the hall. She said he was running too fast, lost his footing and slipped. Nothing more. Mustn't have heart too bad for he hoped himself, right as rain, and kept on going. It was that evening, Sarah said, that his knee swelled up like a ripe melon, just like Timmy's shoulders before, and later in the night he started crying." "Was it dead?" I said. "Like the last time?" "No, with Adam, no." Nancy lowered her voice. Sarah said the poor lad screamed with agony most of the night, calling for his mother, begging her to take the pain away. There was no in that house left a wing that long night, not even Mr. Baker, the groom, who were all but deaf. They just lay in their bed, listening to the sound of that boy's pain. The mayor stood outside the door all night, brave as anything, never shed a tear. Then Just before the dawn, according to Sarah, the crying stopped sudden as like you like, and the house fell to a dead silence. A dead silence. In the morning, when Sarah took the lad a breakfast tray, she found Jemima lying across his back, and in her arms, face as peaceful as one of God's own angels, her boy just as if asleep. Was she crying like the time before? Not this time, Nancy said. Sarah said she looked almost as peaceful as him. Glad his suffering was over, I expect. The night was ended, and she sent him off, to a better place where troubles and sorrows could find him to mourn. I consider this the sudden cessation of the boy's crying. His mother relieved. Nancy, I said slowly, you don't think? I think it was a mercy that boy went faster than his brother is what I think, Nancy snapped. There was a silence then, and I thought for a minute she had fallen to sleep. Thought her breathing was still light, which made me think she had not adjusted and was just pretending. I pulled the blanket up around my neck and closed my eyes, tried not to picture screaming boys and desperate mothers. I was just dripping off when Nancy's whisper cut through the cold air. No, she's gone and expecting again, isn't she? Due next August. She turned pure then. You're to pray extra hard. You heard? You heard? Especially now he'll listen closely Christmas. You're to pray she'll believe delivery of a healthy babe this time. She rolled over and pulled the blanket with her, one that won't go bleeding itself to an early grave. Christmas came and went. Lord Ashbury's library was declared dust-free, and the morning after Boxing Day I defied the cold and headed into Saffron Green on an errand for Mrs. Townsend. Lady Violet was planning a New Year luncheon party with hopes of enlisting support for her Belgian refugee committee. She quite liked the idea. Nancy had heard her say of expanding into French and Portuguese expatriates should it become necessary. According to Mrs. Thompson, there was no surer way to impress at luncheon than with Mr. Gorgia's genuine Greek pastry. Not that they weren't available to all and sundry, she added with an air of self-aggrandizement, practically not in these testing times. No, indeed. I was to visit the grocery counter and ask for Mrs. Townsend of Riverton's special order. Despite the glacial weather, I was glad to make the trip to town. It was a welcome chance to get outside, to be alone, to spend a morning beyond the range of Nancy's endless scrutiny. For after months of relative peace, she had taken particular interest in my duties for late, watching, scolding, correcting. I had the uneasy sense of being groomed for a change I was yet to see coming. Besides, I had my own secret reason for welcoming the village court. The fourth of Arthur Conan Doyle's novel of Sherlock Holmes had been printed, and I arranged with the peddler to purchase a copy. It had taken me 6 months to save the money, and it would be the first I had ever bought brand new. The Valley of Fear, the title alone made me thrill with anticipation. The peddler I knew lived with his wife and 6 children in a grey stone back-to-back that stood to attention in a line of identical others. The street was part of a dreary housing pocket, tucked behind the railway stations, and the smell of burning coal hung heavy in the air. The cobblestones were black, and a film of soot clung to the lamp-post. I knocked cautiously on the shabby door, then stood back to wait. A child of about 3, with dusty shorts and a threadbare pullover, sat on the steps beside me, drumming the downpipe with a stick. His bare knees were covered in scab made blue by the cold.